Hello, everybody. This is Wyatt, and you're listening to Tales Untold, the podcast that knows no bounds for the paranormal and unexplained. It's made for people who love when things go bump in the night.
Hello, and welcome back to Tales Untold. Today is episode 4 of season 3.
And today we are talking about the Uncanny Valley.
So I don't really know a whole lot about this.
Just kind of like the definition.
Right. I
Pretty much.
know what it is. I know that it's just, that creepy feeling when you get about something that's just, it's too close to being human, but it's not quite. But other than that, I don't know anything about it. Other than that.
The exact definition is a phenomenon where artificial objects, particularly those resembling humans, invoke feelings of unease or discomfort when they are almost, but not quite, human-like. A subtle imperfection throws off our subconscious, leading to an unsettling response. So, I have experienced this many, many times with, images of dolls or robots or just images in general. And it's a super freaky thing, but it's also interesting. Especially with all the theories. Mashiro, I don't know how to say this, but I think it's Mashiro Mori's theory. Now, the term uncanny was first,
Used?
Yeah, I would say, used by this guy who was a Japanese robotanist in the 1970s. And he wrote this essay sort of thing, and he used the word uncanny because he was observing that when robots became more human-like, people's affinity grew for them. But when robots were almost but not quite human-like, people experienced a drop in their emotional response. And they would often feel creeped out or just uneasy. And I totally get that with some of these pictures and images. So that's where the term uncanny comes from. The valley is a different thing. It is visualized as a graph, and the x-axis represents the level of human likeness of an object or entity, and then the y-axis represents the emotional response you get when you see something like this. So I have the graph pulled up right now. It's a little confusing.
That's a lot of lines.
It is.
That's kind of what I was thinking of with the valley.
Kind of like a dip in a way.
It was more about a niche area of something that feels strange. Obviously I did not depict a graph in my head. That didn't happen.
I didn't either. I thought before I researched, Uncanny Valley was just the term.
Because we live in a valley, right? So typically our weather is different than outside of the valley. So that's kind of what I was thinking of, is that it's just like that little area where things are just a little bit different.
That is definitely what this is.
That's exactly how I felt when you said it, and that's kind of how I got the feeling of the definition.
Yeah.
Other than that,
the valley point
I'm no robotanist.
Is this thing, the dip under the graph, the bar thing. And it's reached when the emotional response just dips below 0. And it's supposed to represent unease or eeriness.
So emotional response from who? The human or the robot? Or inanimate item that it's being depicted?
It's usually, I'm pretty sure all uncanny things are inanimate objects.
Right. But are we assuming that it's having an emotional response to us, or is it the emotional response that we have to this object? Like robots that can interact, right?
Freaky.
You know, we can have a conversation with it.
It's the emotional response that we have towards these things.
Okay.
That's where all of these theories stem off of. So this graph, this line is moving, so that means like an industrial robot or a humanoid robot. And then it dips down, and for some reason, it's corpse.
Yeah, because that's the opposite of a robot, right?
I don't entirely understand this graph, so I'm not going to be able to explain it well. But this is apparently where the valley comes from. And then it goes down to a zombie, and then up a little bit to a prosthetic hand.
It's very specific.
I'm not entirely sure. And then it goes up to the Bunraku puppet.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
He's creepy.
Very.
I don't know if I would put that in the Uncanny Valley, though. I guess maybe it's not, right? Because it's on the upside of the valley.
Yeah, see, this graph
doesn't look like it makes sense to me.
It doesn't make entire sense to me either. But, like, this is also... Like, I find that freaky. Because it looks like an actual Japanese child. But it's not. It's a doll.
That looks like a doll to me. That doesn't give me the uncanny feeling. Because it looks like a doll to me. That does not look like a real living thing.
I know it's a doll, but like it still gives me a little bit of an eerie feeling. Cause like it does look like.
But before anybody jumps on me about not liking dolls in the Uncanny Valley, these are separate ideas for me. Like in my head. Like... So you know, remember our first episode, The Island of the Dolls?
Oh,
and we talked about not liking the dolls, and dolls creep me out. They're weird, but it's not the same feeling for me as the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, like I get that. Like I understand that.
Like I don't feel like they could be like. It's not because they're so close to being human. I mean, maybe no. I don't really know what it is. It doesn't feel like the Uncanny Valley to me. I guess maybe I've seen just too many horror movies.
Dolls just creep people out.
Or like, you know what it probably was actually. Now that I've
is this an experience?
No, but it's a thing that happened.
Oh, what? So it's an experience? Did it happen to you or?
So. I don't know where this idea came from. I don't know if somebody was trying to scare me or what, or if I saw a movie. It might have been Toy Story.
Toy Story? So
I would believe that if I was not around or at night while I'm sleeping, that my dolls would come to life.
Oh my God. I used to be afraid of like the same kind of thing.
So I wonder if
it was Toy Story.
I wonder if that's why dolls give me the heebie-jeebies. So it's not because they look like they're almost human. I'm aware that they're dolls. Yeah. There's no part of me that's even remotely assuming that they could be alive. Like alive. It's the idea that they could be moving when I'm not aware, I guess.
When I was a kid, like, I used to try and catch my toys moving. Like, I actually had a Woody and Buzz doll. And, like, that is Toy Story's fault. But I wasn't, like, scared. I was scared that they might actually move, if that makes sense. Well, then I wasn't scared of the way they looked.
But like, then it didn't exactly scare me, but then it made me feel an emotional attachment to them, like thinking, are they going to hate me because I don't play with them anymore?
Like kind of how people do with stuffed animals?
Yes. So are they going to not like me anymore and start being mean to me because I don't play with dolls anymore, or because I'm not playing with that one fairly, or, oh no, I dropped it on its head by accident. Is it going to come at night and attack me because I did this to it?
That's fair.
My 10-year-old little brain did this. So I wonder if that's part of the reason that I don't care for dolls. Especially the old ones. The old ones,
the porcelain ones are very creepy.
They are creepy.
Like in the first podcast episode that we did, we talked about Letta that was found in the house.
That's right. Letta me out. That guy. How could I forget that?
That one was very freaky.
Yes, I can't believe he named him that.
See, it's very weird with like dolls to me, and I mean we're kind of
digressing.
Yeah, but I don't get freaked out from like Chucky. I don't get freaked out from like Annabelle.
I know, because you actually have like that 4 foot tall Chucky,
like
don't
the
you?
life-size Chucky, yeah.
Gross.
Super cool, and like I go to bed just fine. But like I have these 2 clown dolls. Like one of them's a Ronald McDonald from like the 60s. When I first got him, I would sit him in my room and he would just be on the floor. And I would just feel so uneasy going to bed every night. So I eventually put him in my closet. And then I got another clown doll, Bozo the Clown. And during the day, I'm fine with it. But then at night, it just freaks me out for some reason. So I ended up putting it in a duffel bag and zipping it up.
It's very specific.
But I can sleep with my Chucky doll, like, out, and I can see him when I go to bed just fine. So I don't know how to explain it. And, like, I used to be terrified of, like, the Annabelle doll. Not the real-life one, like the movie one. Because, I mean, it was meant to look scary. But, like, I don't know how to explain my fear for dolls. It's very weird.
I don't either.
Because, like, I like some. Because, like, I like movies and stuff like that. But then I also... Some of them just... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Most of them... Like, it's not a fear. It's not like I see the doll and I'm like, oh my god, I can't be in the same room as this thing.
Yeah,
Get her away from me. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Like that, no. I'll just look at it.
To the actual Annabelle doll or Robert the doll. Those are the only 2 dolls I feel like I would probably do that with.
No, like I'll probably look at it and like if it's one of the ones from like, you know, the 50s or earlier and it's like, you know, worn and it's old and it's creepy looking, I'll look at it and be like, "Ooh, that thing's creepy looking." But that's probably the extent that you're going to get from me.
Yeah, I'm not going to like run the other way.
No, it's not like fear. I think we've just seen too many horror movies, and Toy Story has scarred us. I don't like Toy Story.
I love Toy Story is probably some of my favorite movies.
No, absolutely not. I find it very irritating.
Why? As a kid, it used to kind of freak me out that my toys could move, but then it also got me excited that they could move, possibly. As
a kid, I did not like that movie. As an adult, I still don't like that movie. I know I'm
movies.
weird. I'm weird. I understand. I'm.
I actually not too long ago just got the Zurg figure.
The who? Oh,
Zurg. Toy Story 2. The guy that shoots like tennis balls out of a cannon. He's purple. Meant to be kind of like Darth Vader. Buzz Lightyear's dad. Arch enemy.
Nope. No, maybe. That's the second one?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess so.
Toy Story 2 is my favorite out of all of them. But
yep, I remember it now. Oh, I was thinking of the Buzz movie when he's like actually the time traveling one or whatever.
Lightyear.
Yeah, that one. That's what I was thinking of when you said that.
That movie wasn't bad. It was strange.
It was
odd.
I feel like. I didn't hate it as much as the Toy Story ones. Like, I'd probably watch that one again.
Because that wasn't like...
It wasn't the toys. It was Buzz. Like, he was intended to be a human.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the show. It was like you watching the show from Toy Story.
I'll always love Toy Story. We are getting so...
I was just about to say, we have completely digressed. We are so off topic.
We're now talking about Zurg. Anyways, I looked up why people get creeped out by dolls, and it said, like, the uncertainty of them. I don't really understand that. Uncertainty about what? Like,
Is it gonna blink?
I do understand it, but I don't. And like, I don't know how to explain it though.
The
Like,
uncertainty. I feel like that's a very specific word.
I feel like it's not the right word, but it sounds like
Right.
the right word, but it's not.
Right. Um.
The like one of the only doll movies that still freaks me out is a movie called Heidi. I hate this doll so much. This movie was freaky.
Well, I mean, they blacked out its eyeballs, and its hair looks like it did not survive the 80s.
Nobody else knows about this movie.
I was just gonna say I have not heard of this. 2014.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I remember I was looking for a scary movie and I found it on demand and it was free. So I watched it and it freaked me out.
I mean, she's
Like,
actually kind of cute if she had regular eyes.
this scene was the worst. Like, I know it looks stupid.
Why is it so huge?
But like, I don't know.
I'd have to watch it, I guess.
I wouldn't watch it. It was so. It freaked me out. It still freaks me out.
Huh.
I just also don't understand dolls because now other dolls popped up when I saw Heidi or looked up Heidi just now. Megan didn't freak me out, and
She looks like she should be part of Uncanny Valley because they made her eyes just a little too big. They made her hair a little too perfect.
But she's not though, which is weird. I don't find it.
Was she played like a real person, and then they just accentuated her features? Is that how they did
A real
it?
person played her with like a mask on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
also Slappy doesn't scare me.
What's a Slappy?
Like from Goosebumps, the dummy, the ventriloquist dummy.
I was not into Goosebumps. You know what? I don't know what I was into as a kid. Honest, I was into anime. Actually, I was into anime before anime was popular.
I actually have a Slappy doll.
Oh, that guy. All right. So, you know what? I'm actually kind of impressed that in the 70s, what's his last name? Shiro?
Maurice.
Oh, I was way off. Mori?
Yeah.
This Mori guy, he was able to see
how people felt towards robots when they changed.
Right, but were robots really that advanced in the 70s? That they were that close to being a human? Because when I think of the 70s, I think of computers the size of football fields. I don't think of a robot that looks and acts like a human that would give us that uncanny feeling. Or was it a regular robot and they gave it a face? Like what?
Maybe? I'm not really. These are all just box robots, and they're obviously not going to freak. It might have been from movies, actually.
Yeah.
Because, like, people did play robots.
So, like, the C-3PO type deal? Is that him? Yeah.
That's not C-3PO. But
No, it's not, but she reminded me of him.
I guess something like that, maybe?
And I don't think that was the 70s. It was the 80s, wasn't it?
No, it was the 70s.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right. So, like, yeah, maybe he's moving. Maybe he's using movie robots to create this data, but even still, that feels weird. Like, it's Hollywood. You're expecting it to be fake.
But maybe it looks real. Like, people found The Shining very scary.
I have not watched that in a very long time.
Like, sure, it's unsettling, but, like, compared to movies, like, some of the movies that have come out after it, like, there were some definitely other scarier movies in The Shining.
Oh, yeah. Stuff was definitely, like, the first of its kind in the 70s and 80s and really unnerved people. So a lot of these things are like the father, if you will, or I guess grandfather maybe at this point, of a lot of things these days. But I don't know. This graph is just weird to me.
So we just spiraled and digressed. But the last thing I mentioned was the Banraku puppet, which I showed you.
Right. That's what sent us off the deep end.
And then the very top, which is for, like, emotional response, is at 100%, which is just a healthy person.
This graph is confusing to me.
It doesn't make entire sense to me. But I guess this is where Valley comes in for the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, so the valley is where the corpses and the zombies are. So don't go in the valley.
Like, there's graphs with, like, characters on them, but I couldn't find, like, a great one. Like, this one, maybe, but not really. A stick figure, Homer Simpson, Snow White, Mr. Incredible, and then it dips down to the conductor from the Polar Express, whatever Kubo girl is, and then up to a real person. So I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why does it go... I guess maybe you're okay with the Incredibles because, like, their body shapes are mostly human, but for the most part, they're not realistic. Like, you know, like Mr. Incredible himself, his shoulders are like 6 feet wide, and then his waist is like a foot wide. That's just not how people are shaped.
Yeah. I don't find the Incredibles uncanny. I don't know.
No, I think that's why it's not in the valley.
Yeah.
But then when you get to the Polar Express,
I don't find the Polar Express.
I avoid that movie. I hate that movie. It is so creepy. And the storyline itself is annoying.
I love the
I don't
Polar
care
Express.
for that. Like, if I was just listening, I don't even like listening to it. I find the whole story irritating.
The only part that scared me in that movie was the Scrooge puppet in the train cart. That's the only part that ever scared me.
I don't recall.
Like
I said, I don't like the movie, so I did not watch it on purpose. Ever since it came out. Like, it's exactly what Uncanny Valley is. Like, that is the perfect example. What the hell is that?
That's the Scrooge puppet.
It's a puppet?
Yeah.
Ew.
And the carton starts talking by itself.
Ew. All right. Yeah, I can see why
that
would
freaked
scare.
me
Yeah,
out.
I can understand that entirely.
But the Polar Express, other than that, has not freaked me out.
No, I hate that movie. I find it very creepy because they are so close to making them look human. But there's that point that they can't quite get right. And honestly, I hope they never do.
Which is why they are in the valley and they are uncanny for
Yes.
some people.
Yes. So what is the Kubo girl?
It's what was just on that chart with the characters. I find her creepy. Apparently she's some robot.
Oh, she's a robot?
Yeah.
She does not look like a robot.
What does she look like?
No, this first picture does not look like a robot.
No, it doesn't.
But that one,
yes,
that one does. Now, see, that does not give me the same feel. That does not give me the same feeling as Uncanny Valley.
It's not robots that really do it for me.
Like, if I just saw that person walking down the road.
Robot.
Right, but it was walking like a person. It might do that feeling for me. Because it's not going to walk like a person. Like, it'll just have like that little bit of difference, that rigidity that people don't have. Yeah. So that's what will give you that feeling that something's off. But I just the picture of it, no.
Robots don't really, like, there are, I think, some that have freaked me out a little bit. But, like, I think it's mostly just, like, pictures, dolls. Like, you'll see what I mean by, like, pictures in a little bit, but I don't know if they're, like, made by someone or, like, how, or, like, I mean, they gotta be made by someone, but I don't know how they are, is what I mean. Another theory is the disease/death theory.
So this is, like, the reasons that it happens?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
People get kind of uncanny vibes from things. Some people think that it is a response to recognizing anomalies like the dead or diseased, which were once signs of danger or potential threats. Now, I understand this theory, like 100%, just doesn't really make much sense. Like, yes, when people are sick or diseased, they look different, but they don't look scary. They don't look like a zombie.
I guess that would depend on the severity of the sickness. Like, I bet you somebody with like AIDS or something, and like, you know, back in the day when there's no medicine to assist these people, they're gonna look bad.
The only thing I can think of that would like kind of freak me out if I saw was someone with polio.
Yeah,
and that sounds horrible.
Yeah, or
but like,
leprosy, or I just had another one. Even the Black Plague itself. Like, there are severe diseases that are going to make you want to avoid these people.
So I found the exact video / picture I was thinking of like someone with polio. It's a video that was uploaded on YouTube in 2008 called "Obey the Walrus."
Mm-hmm.
And I just find it super unsettling. Like, I'll show you the video.
Okay. So I watched the video, and it's definitely edited in a strange fashion.
Yeah, oddly, for sure.
Like, someone was trying to either make fun of this person or creep people out with it. Or both, I suppose. Either way.
But in 2008, I feel like, I don't know, that's just such an odd... It's odd.
The videos look like they're from maybe the early 90s.
Yeah.
That's what they look like, just by the quality. It's definitely crappy that somebody was trying to do that to somebody that is so ill.
And, like, I feel bad for being scared or, like, unsettled by it, but, like...
I mean, it looks like that was their intention. It was definitely weird.
Yeah.
The way that they edited it to go into her face and, like, super
upside
close.
Down and...
Yeah, and then they flipped it upside down and...
That's, like, a classic YouTube video.
What is another theory that people believe the Uncanny Valley exists for us? I have my own, and I'm wondering if any of them coincide. Well,
there's only one more that I can find.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my favorite, the one that I go with, which is why I saved it for last. The predator theory.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that our fear of uncanny things might stem from an evolutionary response to potential predators that mimic humans. So, like, some point in humans' like lifespan, like from way back then, there was something that looked like a human but wasn't, that we had to fear for some reason. That is my favorite theory.
Skinwalkers?
Mimics.
Because, like, when we started talking about Uncanny Valley and how, things are just a little off.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of skinwalkers, is that they look like a person, but their eyes are just a little too big, their arms are a little too long.
Odd.
Right, because they're not human, so they don't have it perfected.
Yeah. And, so, like, that's freaky to me. Because, like, I do believe that skinwalkers or, like, mimics are real. Have you ever heard of, like, mimics?
I have not heard of mimics.
It's pretty much...
Did you just Google it and you got nothing?
What do you mean?
You got nothing in paranormal reference?
Stop.
Paranormal absence theory.
Did everybody switch from paranormal to phenomenon?
Probably.
Like, I keep hearing...
because just like the UFOs,
now
it's unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah.
The UAP.
Because, like, now I'm seeing the word phenomenon more and more. A mimic is someone who imitates others, a biological phenomenon where one species resembles another, or even a type of software.
That has nothing to do with the paranormal. Did you hit the back button?
No.
Yes, you did.
Oh, no. Yeah, I did. I got rid of the paranormal part.
Uh,
An elusive, mysterious copycat ghost that mirrors traits and behaviors from others, including other ghost types.
a ghost that mimics other ghosts. Wouldn't that just be a poltergeist?
No.
I don't know.
There's a certain image I'm trying to look that's so creepy. And I don't know what it's from. But it pops up on my For You page from time to time. And usually at night, so it freaks me out.
So the predator theory is a lot like what I was thinking.
What is your, like...
So my theory was... I guess it's kind of the same thing, where it's there to help us identify something that could potentially be a threat.
Yeah, that would...
So, like, that kind of is the theory that I had.
I feel like that's the one that makes the most sense.
It absolutely does, but I think someone's trying to add the paranormal aspect of it, where there used to be something that we should have been afraid of that looked like us.
I like that.
I mean, like if you're looking for the paranormal, if you're looking for the scare, sure. But like if I'm looking for something like a real reason, if you're trying to put an paranormal aspect on something that you can't actually define, like, oh, we're afraid of lizards because dinosaurs used to exist at the same time as us.
That's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but that would make more sense to me. Or, we're afraid of birds because we used to get hunted by pterodactyls. That would make more sense to me because we know that those things existed at the same time. Sort of. Dinosaurs, not so much. I think they thought that there was some sort of human at the time.
Yeah.
Like way at the end there. But you know what I'm saying. Like we can't prove that there was a humanoid being on the planet Earth. So are people trying to pinpoint aliens? Are they trying to make it?
No, and that's like the biggest like argument against this one. Like, not many people are in favor of this theory because they're like, oh, but why don't we find something that suggests or supports this theory, like some sort of like skull or remain?
We were made in God's image.
What? I mean, like, what?
That's out of context. As we've discussed, I'm not religious in any way, but the idea, like, you could throw that at somebody if you wanted and say, that's a fact right there, because it was said that we were created in God's image. So therefore, there was a creature that looks like us somewhere.
I'm not quite following.
No, I've lost you.
A little bit.
So the theory is, like I said, in the Bible, that we were created in God's image. Therefore,
Right.
God looks like us.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, if you want to believe that. So with this theory, it's saying that we are meant to fear something that looks like us, but not quite so. So therefore, it could be the God. But if you want to jump down the alien route, the aliens are the gods that created us, and that's what we need to be fearful of, because they look like us.
I think
Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of dots and lines in there, a couple of curves.
I feel like aliens would make sense. Kind of.
Yeah, it would be really wild if aliens like were identical to us.
It would be really scary.
Almost undiscernible. That would be wild. And like they just didn't have eyebrows or something. Like something silly.
People without eyebrows don't really freak me out.
I know, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Like something silly is missing, or like their ears don't stick out; they're just holes in the side of their head. Like just something weird.
That's freaky.
That is weird. They could just grow their hair out. We won't notice. We're gonna have phones
what
all
if they
the time.
What if they don't have hair?
Oh, jeez, bald aliens. Maybe. We've digressed again. Do you have? What do you got? What do you got?
There is no more theories, but I wanted to like show you some things that gave me like the Uncanny Valley feeling.
Okay, that was what my question was going to be.
So, one of the scariest to me is like, it was a recent thing that I saw, is this.
Oh, what the hell? It looks like somebody took a mannequin and like just took a weird picture.
Yeah, it still freaks me out. It's so weird.
You know, with me, I think what it is with especially pictures that you can find on the internet like this is I am aware that there are so many people out there that intentionally take pictures of weird things with the intent to use them to weird people out.
Yeah.
So I look at this and that was my initial thought, that someone intentionally did this to be funny, to creep people out, to make it weird. So that one, yeah, it's weird. Sure.
It's actually a video. Like, that's just a...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I mean, just that part doesn't give me the heebie-jeebies.
Be extra careful in public stalls you haven't been to. This Reddit user actually caught someone trying to film him over the stall wall next to him. He wasn't sure how to react, so he just started recording. But I'm curious, what would you do in this situation?
It's definitely more creepy as the video.
Yeah.
But because it doesn't blink, I'm going to say that it's not actually a person. I'm going to say that it's just a mannequin head and someone created it with the intent to be weird.
Yeah, like...
and to creep you out.
It does look like a mannequin. And like, for those of you, I don't think we actually said what the image was. It's this...
what looks like a mannequin head. Yeah.
Yeah. Mannequin person thing looking under a stall in a bathroom. What I literally looked up to find it was Uncanny Valley person looking under stall.
I can definitely see where it would be Uncanny Valley. Just seeing the picture of the head under the stall, that doesn't give me the heebie-jeebies. But seeing it move, like actually seeing the head come up and look down over at you, part of me was saying, somebody's holding that, making it do that. But then the other part of me was going, ha ha.
Yeah, like if I saw that...
if I saw that, I would probably open the door. Or I would hit it.
I'd be freaked out.
Like, I would be out of there.
Like, I don't think you understand how fast I would be out of there.
Yes.
Like...
definitely. Like, especially, honestly, if it was underneath the stall like that, I cannot promise I would not kick its face up into the stall door.
Whether it's a real person or not, like...
Correct. Like, honestly, at that point, I would probably assume that it was not a real person. So I know I'm...
still scare...
Absolutely, like... but if it's not a mannequin, and I kick it, that person is going to hurt for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, especially...
But why are they peeking under the stall?
Well, then they deserve it.
Yeah.
Honestly, they deserve to have themselves being throat kicked into the stall door.
Yeah.
Like, they deserve what they get. Honestly, though, I think they might deserve it anyway if they're trying to creep people out like that.
Yeah, like...
I don't like pranks.
That is a horrible prank to do to someone.
Especially for people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like
if it was your friend, it's still bad, but like...
Right, but at least you know this person, and you're like, oh, all right, it's you, man. Like, cool. But honestly, I don't like pranks, especially ones where, like, there's a mess and someone's gonna have to clean it up. Like, I am not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
So I also then showed you some other videos that I found uncanny and gave me a very eerie and unsettling feeling. Possibly in Michigan.
Yep.
That one's an old one.
Mm.
I feel fantastic. I think we've talked about it before on the podcast, briefly.
I don't know if we've talked about it, but you've definitely shown it to me before.
I think I've mentioned it for some reason.
I don't know, we digress often.
Another one, this one's a new one. Dining room or there is nothing. That one just... I know it didn't freak you out.
That one was silly. There's something wrong with me.
That one's freaked me out for a long time.
I just wanted to know how they did the flames. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Did you have any major ones of like the general public, or do you have other examples that this feels for you?
What do you mean the general public?
Like the Polar Express. A lot of people feel this way towards.
I know there are scary, uncanny videos because it became a trend. But
the Polar Express is just so creepy. I hate that movie so much. It's, you know what it is? The life doesn't reach their eyes. Because the little boy's smiling in that picture, it doesn't reach his eyes.
Which one? This one?
Left. Keep going. This way. One more. Yep, that one. Like, he's looking in the direction. His face tells me he's happy, but his eyes don't. His eyes remain emotionless.
I don't see it. Like the uncanniness.
It's creepy. It's creepy.
Uncanny dolls.
What the?
These ones are freaky.
Now, see, I don't consider that freaky. Like, they're weird looking.
I say freaky in, like, the term of, like, scary.
Yeah, like they should be in a horror movie. But there's also, like, a kind of cuteness, but I don't see them as human-like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this one kind of looks human-like. What is that? Scariest doll? Miss Uncanny Valley.
Apparently that was in a thrift store. Definitely don't pick that up.
I don't understand the reason that people make and purchase real-looking baby dolls. Like babies that look real.
I don't either.
Honestly, I almost accosted a little girl. What? Because we were at my kid's open house.
Right.
We were walking through the school, and for some reason this like 9-year-old little girl was pushing her like grandmother or somebody in a wheelchair, and she had this baby like almost falling off of her hip. Like, she's holding the baby,
like it was a real baby.
I thought it was.
Oh,
I thought it was a real child. And so like I'm staring at this little girl waiting for someone to stop her because she's about to drop this what looks like 8-month-old baby on the floor. And I'm just like, what is going on? Who is letting this child do these things? And then I saw the face of the doll. Oh. And I was like, oh, it's not real. Thank God. I was just like, oh no. Like, I was about to walk over.
Really?
I was about to walk over and say something. But then I realized it was not a real baby. Like, I don't understand the reason to have something like that.
I don't either.
Like, it's not real. It's not supposed to be. Why does it need to look it?
No idea. That's also a freaky looking kind of doll, I feel like.
Yeah, look, they definitely look like they intentionally made it look like that.
This one used to freak me out as a kid. From the Haunting Hour. Lily D.
Oh, Goosebumps again?
R.L. Stein, but not Goosebumps.
Oh, Goosebump-like.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit, like, more for teenagers, I think.
So she starts turning into a doll?
Yeah. They, like, switch play. It's so freaky.
Oh, that is creepy.
So freaky.
Oh, she's life-size?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Because it looks like her, and it...
I never had a desire for life-size dolls.
I mean, Chucky is the only one I have. That's life-size, but even then, he's short.
Well, but he's not, like, life-size. Yeah, he's life-size on his scale.
Yeah, but he's short, like...
Right, but he's a doll. But he's not life-size to us.
Yeah.
I guess maybe
life-size. No, wait, no, he is. He's, like, actually like, in the movie...
But he's not 6 feet tall, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's not, like, an adult life-size. He's... I guess maybe to a child, he might be life-size.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? There was a show that I just watched, and I was telling you about it and how real it looked.
Yeah. Ratchet, right?
No.
No?
That was the crazy nurse.
Oh.
No, this was an anime, and it was amazing. The art was amazing.
Oh,
it was after
Arcane.
a game. Arcane. The art was amazing. But it did not give me the Uncanny Valley feeling. Like, I was amazed. Because some of it looked real. Like, there were certain times where you're seeing scenarios of people touching each other, and you can actually see the flesh of the other person, moving in response.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane. I was so impressed.
I know you told me to watch it.
Yes. But just the quality of the art, I think, is the whole reason I finished watching it. I really wasn't following the storyline anymore, but yes, it was definitely amazing.
I've seen like trailers and stuff for it, and I don't know if it's really something that's up my alley, but Probably I've heard it's really good.
It was really good, and honestly, like, I really like the art, so that's what I was there for. But like I said, I didn't get the Uncanny Valley feeling from that. Like, it was so real, but it didn't trigger that. Like, I guess it maybe should have. But maybe because they weren't creepy looking, they weren't weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's odd because I don't think really animated movies really freak me out.
No, I mean, other than the Polar Express, I don't think
freak me out.
I don't think I've come across anything else that has even touched that sort of creepy for me. Yeah, no, I don't like it.
The last thing I have to show you is just a few like Uncanny Valley like TikToks that I find creepy. I'm gonna have to put the sound on for it, so I don't know how that's gonna.
I don't want you to go to away. It looks like a filter.
It's not. It's makeup.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Because her mouth. Are you sure?
Makeup. It's a trend.
Are you?
I'm like so positive. Why? What?
Because there's a couple of points where the mouth looks like it's no longer aligned where it should be. There's
People can do that. Like, there's another one.
No. I mean, like, you know how when you do filters and, like, you put that fake beard on,
yeah.
But then you talk and you start saying something and it doesn't coincide with your mouth.
Could you point it out?
Yeah.
How could I sound
like that?
Anything,
like what?
You don't see it glitching?
I don't even have
I see like the slit in the lips.
Like it's not following her bottom chin. Like there's spots where it turns blocky.
I don't know. I didn't really see them.
You need glasses. And then there's a spot more towards the end where she tilts her head down and it looks like her eyeball shifts.
I saw that glitch.
And then here.
I mean, I guess it.
See right there. It looks like her eye.
But it also could be the shadows.
Because she does come into the light more at that point.
Yeah.
And I guess that if it is makeup, then it's probably what they did to make the eye look really big like that is they added the eye to the eyelid.
Yeah. So it could be
and just extended it, and then the poor lighting just accentuated it.
People got crazy with the makeup.
Oh, that's crazy skills. Like if that's makeup,
because
I
there's
applaud
some other ones that you'll see.
I was like, I can't do regular makeup. This just looks exactly like what it is. Like it's a trend.
Yeah.
And people are creating these things. Like
it got turned into a trend, but it's been a thing for a while.
Well, yeah, because it creeps people out.
Creeps me out, that's for sure.
I mean, yeah, it's weird, but honestly, I would see one of these and be like, all right, thanks. I don't need any more. This is dumb.
So I think that's about it.
Yeah. So what's your overall feelings about the Uncanny Valley?
Freaks me out. For the most part. Like, there's some things that people find freaky that I don't, like the
Mm,
Polar Express.
right. I feel like we have the polar opposites of the things that we find creepy.
Yeah.
Like you have everything else. I got the Polar Express.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
I do think there is something that we both can agree on that is very unsettling and strange that I think we'll have to wait for next week's episode. Nasubi. I remember we talked about him for a little bit.
We did. That was a long time ago. We promised we would circle back.
I think we should. Because, like, that's also something that's unsettling, that they kind of trapped him, basically. And he was almost, like, forced to do this show in a way.
Yeah, I'm not really sure of the actual background.
I'm going to have to look into it, because I'm not entirely sure, but I just know it exists, and it's weird.
That sounds exciting. So,
It does.
Join us next week
for episode 5.
Wow.
Already.
Wow.
Almost halfway done.
Yeah, almost halfway.
I'm Wyatt.
I'm Erica.
Thanks for listening.
This is Tales